Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Welcome back in Sisters Corner and you're watching IQRA TV. We have a lovely guest, Afsha Khan, and we are discussing today's topic about childhood trauma and youth challenges. We have discussed a lot of things about childhood trauma and different issues within the marriage. और जब हम लोग स्पेशली आजकल की जनरेशन के हवाले से बात करते हैं, स्पेशली टीन एज challenges और जो obviously outside environment है, how does it affect? Obviously, when they are not finding love within the house environment, within the family, they go out to seek love because they are not having that kind of bonding with their own parents, with their own close relatives or a grandma or whatever if they are with. And then they go out to find it. And then when they go out to find that love, which they are not able to find at home, then they are getting involved in different kind of things and people, different kind of people around you. They can manipulate you with different sort of bad things, bad habits. Children, some of the children, they can get involved in drugs, yeah, and robbery and kind of these things as well. So obviously, again, childhood trauma is very bad for the kids. Obviously, the happy environment is very important. So a lot of challenges at the moment we are facing in a teenage and youth generation at the moment. So what would you like to talk about? What would you like to say us about, like if a sister is going through their challenge कि जहाँ पे एक teenage है, वो किसी neighbor को मिला है, उसने उसको manipulate करना शुरू कर दिया through like bribery or whatever, things. And the child is going through a lot of trauma. And sometimes हमारे parents बहुत सारे ऐसे भी होते हैं इस country में जिनकी की English भी अच्छी नहीं होती है. They don't know what's going on around them. Children treat their parents like a toy. वो उनको भी नहीं पता होता. तो उसके बारे में आप क्या कहना चाहेंगी?
बात तो वही आ जाती है कि घर का माहौल अच्छा होना चाहिए. घर आपके बच्चे, they should be able to come to you.
Yeah.
They shouldn't go to anybody else. They should be able to come to you. But that happens when you you have that kind of environment or you have that kind of relationship with your child.
Yeah.
But say if these things happen and you see your child maybe, because with a lot of brothers, boys, teenage boys, it's either drugs,
yeah,
or they're watching something they shouldn't be watching. It's gang culture. It's all about sometimes violence.
Yeah.
It's whatever they've picked up at home. With a lot of girls, it's self-harm. I deal with that quite a lot. Self-harm, body image,
yeah,
anorexia, bulimia, these kind of things. So it affects children in different ways. And if you feel that your child you haven't been in touch with your child, but you see, or you suddenly hear of a case, or your son did this, or your daughter did this. Usually this is what happens. The school rings,
yeah,
and the parent doesn't even know what's going on.
Yeah.
And then they say, oh, your son did this, your daughter. And then it's like, oh, what should we do?
Yeah.
Usually the people might ring me and say, oh, can you offer counseling and stuff?
Yeah.
But okay, alhamdulillah, I can offer counseling. But you have to ask your son, what's the matter?
Yeah.
Why did you do this?
So as a parent, you need to take the responsibility. You need to understand the rights and the responsibilities, where your child is lacking the confidence, why your child is not, why he's lacking self-esteem, and then why he's not able to tell you the things rather than going to somebody else outside, a stranger, or within the community, So why do you think children cannot go to the parents rather than going to the neighbors or getting involved with different gangs? So what is the main reason?
So it could be that the parents aren't really interested. They're too busy in their own life. They're too busy fighting. Or there's, again, domestic violence, or the child is scared.
Yeah.
Sometimes the child is scared. So I think, because alhamdulillah, we want to raise our children Islamically.
Yeah.
And I understand that. It's very, very important. But sometimes we put a lot of pressure
exactly
on our children. Because, look, we live in this country, and the children, because I see what they go through, it's peer pressure.
Yeah.
You know, they want this, their friends have got this, and yet at home it's just, you just have to do this, Quran, and this, you have nothing. You have to give them something, isn't it? You have to get the balance correct, isn't it? You can't take everything away from a child.
Yes.
And the child will rebel.
Yes.
So you have to work with the child.
Yes.
You know, I say for you know, young girls, let them do things they want to at home, you know. Let them have, like, you know, call their friends over, have a popcorn night, do things, let them to put makeup inside the house, have a nice environment, call their friends around, give them an outlet. It can't be, this is haram, that's haram, you can't do this. For children, it doesn't work like that. And same with boys. You know, give them that little leeway. Okay, you can do this, you can, but be there. I always say, be like this at the back.
Yes.
Your hand should be there.
Yes, yes.
But let them see, let them make little choices, but guide them.
You should be close, observant what's going on.
Parents
and
don't know
rather than
what's going until it's too late, until, like I said, the school rings or something happens. And oh, I didn't know my child was doing this. So sometimes it's a cry for help.
And the other thing is, these days I can see a lot of parents, they are very busy in earning money.
Yes.
Spending, they are not spending time with their kids. They are not knowing the reasons why they're getting involved in gangs, why they are getting involved in kind of bed-stuck, drug dealers and these kind of things, getting, you know, aggressive to someone or these kind of gangs. And so this is damaging the whole society, obviously your children. And the main reason is, again, because we are too busy. We are too busy in our things. We have to work. We have to do the things at home. Okay, this is not enough for a child to give a food. Okay, this is your food, this is your breakfast, this is your lunch, this is your dinner.
Your clothes are washed.
These are your clothes are washed. And you think, like, as a parent, you're done, you know?
And kids spend a lot of time in their own rooms. They're spending a lot, you know, there's no family time. I always say one thing to do, at least eat dinner together as a family.
Yes.
And that's such a good time, you know, to then how was your day?
Or maybe watch telly together,
watch telly together, or, but do something, because when people are eating, you know, you can talk and you say, oh, what did you do today? How was school? Take an interest in your child, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. And sometimes, जैसे कि आपने बहुत ही अच्छे तरीके से you have explained very well कि हम लोग as a Muslim, obviously वो इस country में रहते हैं, it's not an Islamic country, और अगर Islamic country के हवाले से भी बात करें तो हम लोग देख सकते हैं कि वहाँ पर भी बहुत सारी ऐसी चीज़ें हैं जो कि Islamic नहीं हैं, ठीक है? Just to we are doing it just to make the kids happy in a halal way, but not in a bad way, but like in a good way. तो इसी तरह से अगर यहाँ पर है कि आप सोचेंगे कि ये नॉन इस्लामिक कंट्री है and we have to be really strict with kids, we have to tell them these are the boundaries, these are the limitations, or they can't do this, they can't do that, and वो हम लोग बच्चों पे इतना प्रेशर डाल देते हैं, this is haram, this is halal, क्योंकि वो हम पे भी ना एक सोसाइटी का प्रेशर होता है, तो हम लोग अपने बच्चों को एक डिस्ट्रॉय कर रहे होते हैं, उनसे उनका बचपन जो है ना वो छीन रहे होते हैं, तो वो उसके बारे में आप थोड़ा सा प्लीज रोशनी डालेंगी कि why it's important.
Tell them what they can do.
Yes.
Don't always say what they can't. Yeah. So, you know, okay, maybe once a week you can go with your friends, as long as I drop you, pick you up. Give them some options.
Yes, very true.
Give them some options.
Give them choices.
Because, for example, if you work somewhere, say you go to work, and everybody is doing something at work. We're adults. We're not even children. We're adults. So, say I'm working in an environment, and everybody's doing something, and I'm not in part of it. I'm not involved in it. Okay, maybe as an adult, I have a choice. And I say, okay, I don't want to be part of that. It's okay. But as a child, you want to be accepted. You want to be part of the thing. So, say for example, you have 6 children, and they're all, I don't know, going somewhere or doing something, even just for a coffee shop or whatever, and one child can't go. How is that child going to feel?
Yes.
The child's going to feel then, and they're going to look down at the child and say, oh, you can't go, or you can't do this, and the child is then become like an outcast, because I can't do anything. So in that particular case, if you have a good environment, your child will say, look, I feel really left out, it's not fair, all my friends are going, then you can say, okay, you know what I'll do? I'll take you, and I'll pick you up, and you can go to this one place. Compromise.
Exactly. And sometimes it happens. Yes. You know, sometimes it could be the option, like these days, children are here and they are saying like, okay, we have to go for a sleepover in this friend house. And sometimes we have to give the options. We have to give them the choices. Okay, rather than sleepover, call your friend for dinner. and you can have dinner together.
Yeah.
You can have lunch together. And ऐसे भी होता है जैसे कोई बर्थडे विशेस होती हैं, बर्थडे सेलिब्रेट करते हैं. ऑब्वियसली बहुत सारे मुस्लिम्स जो है ना इस चीज़ को नहीं मानते हैं कि इस्लाम में नहीं है, यू नो, बर्थडे विश करना, बर्थडे मनाना चीज़. लेकिन सम टाइम ना किसी की बर्थडे की पे जाना फ्रेंड्स की भी होता है, देन वी आर स्टॉपिंग लाइक, एंड समटाइम्स आई फील लाइक देयर इज सो मच प्रेशर ऑन किड्स कि हम लोग हर चीज़ से नहीं कह रहे होते हैं बिकॉज इस्लाम डजंट अलाउ यू टू डू दिस. हम ये नहीं कहते हैं कि कोई भी ऐसी चीज़ हो जो कि हराम है और जिसके कोई ख़ास डैमेज हो रहा है बच्चों को, बट थोड़ी बहुत जो फ्रीडम है बच्चों को, फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी, गिव दैट टू द चाइल्ड बिकॉज ऑल द चिल्ड्रन आर डिफरेंट, दे हैव देयर ओन माइंडसेट. मे बी वट एवर, जैसे कि किसी मस्जिद में हम लोग हों तो ये भी होता है कि बच्चे जा रहे होते हैं तो यू नो फॉर एग्जांपल दे आर in jeans or they are coming and then we are talking about, oh, these are not the right clothes to come in. तो हम लोग उस चीज़ को इतना बढ़ा के बयान कर रहे होते हैं, हमें पता है कि this is not like, these are not Islamic clothes, yeah? हम लोग इस चीज़ को मानते हैं. Obviously they are living in UK, yeah? They are living in this generation. आप उनको लेके आओ, you know, they should be seeing what's happening in the masjid, yes, what's happening in the mosque, what's happening at home, what we are doing, exactly, yes. And then they will change, they will get change. But अगर एक दम से आप बहुत ज़्यादा प्रेशर डाल देते हैं किसी भी चीज़ का, तो वो बच्चे के लिए जब फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी नहीं होती है.
तो will they feel the parents compromise नहीं कर रहे हमारे साथ?
Yes,
ये हमें समझ नहीं रहे. आप भी तो सोचे ना कि वो किस environment में है, किस साथ वो जाते हैं, किस साथ बैठते हैं, क्या करते हैं. What's it like to be in their shoes?
Yes.
It's not all about you can't do this, you can't. That's why I say tell them what you can do.
Yes.
Okay, you can't maybe do this, but you know I'll allow you to do this.
Yeah.
Why do you like? And ask them what they want.
Yeah. ये बहुत अच्छी आपने बात की है कि all the time rather than telling them. You can't do that, you can't do this, you can't do this, this is haram, this is not allowed. Tell them what is right, what other options you can do instead of doing that. You know, so at least they have a choice. They have that kind of relationship, that flexibility from you, where they feel, okay, I think so, mom told me this is not allowed, this I can't do, but at least I can do this.
Exactly, I can do this.
So rather than thinking about good choices,
of course,
yeah, and similar choices, but in a good way.
In a good way.
Yeah.
It's always good to offer a child a choice, and you say, either you can do this, or either you can do that.
Yeah.
Really, you're telling them, but really you have chosen already for them. You can say either this or either this. That way the child feels, okay, mom and dad are listening to me. They're offering me a choice. But both choices are something that you're comfortable with.
Yes.
That you think is okay, isn't it?
And sometimes this is very important as well, Sister Afsha, we are telling the child, you're not allowed to be with this friend because, you know, and the child is asking, why I'm not allowed to be with this friend? And because I said you're not allowed.
At least tell them why. What are your concerns?
Yeah, your parents know the best. Yeah, they know why. And I don't want to discuss with you, but I'm telling you, I don't like that friend. You shouldn't be friend with that child. So the poor child is thinking where to go. Yes.
Communication, isn't it?
Yeah.
Good
so
with your children.
Exactly, and we have to talk to them. Yes.
I know when I do family therapy sometimes, and I'm sitting and I'm speaking to children, I think, okay, well, mummy's saying this. What do you think about this? And they say, look, if we do this again, then mummy can do X, Y, Z, or mummy can. They'll come up with their own punishment.
Yes.
They all say, you know, because you're giving them a choice, you're listening to them.
Yes.
And they will try, but if you just keep saying, no, you can't do this, you can't do that, the child feels shut down.
And sometimes it's really important to give the reason why you're stopping the child. If you're telling the child you can't go for a sleepover, okay?
Yeah, what's the why?
Yes, my other friend is going for a sleepover. Mom, why I can't do it? You're too strict. Yeah, her mom is not very strict. She is sending her child. So we have to explain them in a nice way.
What our concerns are.
Exactly, what are the concerns?
What's the reason?
Yes.
Because we love them and you don't want them to be hurt.
Yes.
That's why we're doing it. Not because we just authoritarian is I've got the power to do this and that's no, it's because there's a reason. And children, you know, they understand. They understand.
Yeah.
But you have to have, like I say, you know, good conversations with them, talk to them. But that starts, Uzma, when you're very, very young.
Yes.
You see, a lot of people, they want to have a good relationship with their teenagers. You know, the Prophet ﷺ said the first 7 years, play, learn through, you know, let them play. Then 7 years, they learn through play.
Yeah.
Then be their friend.
Yes.
We forget about the first year.
Yeah.
And then they become a teenager. You want to be their friend, but you weren't there.
You missed that part. You missed that edge. Yeah, where they were supposed to.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Where you're supposed to nurture that. That's why I say nurturing is a very important part of parenting. Nurturing is time, priority, encouragement. It's all what I do in my workshops in parenting. They're all like 7 topics I talk about. The really integral of raising a child that's healthy and the best version of themselves in adulthood. That's what you want in Deen and Dunya, isn't it?
Yes.
That's what you want.
Very true.
That starts very, very young, under the age of 5.
Agreed, yeah.
That's where it starts.
When we talk about this book, actually, from a long time I'm holding in my hands. I want to read all of them, you know. These are very informative, to be honest. So, Secrets to Successful Families. And in this book, Sister Afsha has discussed a lot of issues about childhood trauma and what they go through in families and what are the causes and how we can handle those situations. And it's very, very useful, I would say, full of information. And
a lot of case studies in there. So
yes.
relate to the case studies.
Yes.
And then I give advice towards the end of each chapter.
Yes. And obviously you have discussed about communication as well, and then secrets towards a successful marriage again as well. Then when we talk about positive passions, what does it mean in a healthy relationship, in a healthy marriage, and childhood trauma, when they go through different challenges in their youth?
In marriage, positive passions would be that, say every time your husband comes home, he's hungry, and you know that he's a bit irritable.
Yeah.
He's a bit irritable. So you know that, you know, when my husband is hungry, he gets irritable. So, you know, I'll just have sabr, and, you know, I'll make sure that his dinner's ready. You know, it's positive patience, yeah?
Yeah.
Obviously, you wouldn't have that he was coming home and hitting you or you hitting him. Yeah, that's different. Again, with children is having patience with empathy. So, you know, you need to walk in their shoes. Because when I speak to children and I counsel teenagers, I'm walking in their shoes because understanding, oh, you're feeling embarrassed, you're feeling humiliated because you can't do this or you don't have this or whatever. So you have empathy and understand, walk in people's shoes in marriage and in your parenting. Look at your children, what they're going through. Try to understand.
Yeah.
That is positive patience.
Yes.
Yeah?
And sometimes ऐसे भी होता है कि you know, no one is perfect, obviously. There is no marriage or no relationship where there are no fights, there are no conflicts. We all go through like different sort of issues, different sort of problems. लेकिन एक चीज़ का ध्यान रखना चाहिए. If you have children around, तो उनके सामने do not discuss anything. You know, even your budgeting, your finance, anything. So if you have issues, you have any kind of you know, problem with each other, take time. You know, go somewhere where children are not around and then discuss it with each other. Yeah.
When they're sleeping, you can.
Yeah, when they're sleeping. तो ये patience sometimes ऐसे भी होता है कि हमें बिल्कुल patience नहीं होता. Husband, tired. Yeah. Wife has cooked something and. Started yes, rather than sorting the issues, started abusive.
Quiet, as well, you cook yourself.
Yes, abusive behavior.
One person has to sometimes keep quiet.
Yes, तो ऐसे होता है कि ज़रा wife भी थकी हुई होती है, वो भी obviously सारा दिन maybe बाहर से काम करके आई हो बच्चों के पे, तो वो उसमें भी like patience हम सब में lack of we have that, we all, yeah. तो हम ना बजाय इसके कि अब children obviously they were waiting as well for their dad and तो हम लोग इकट्ठे ही शुरू हो जाते हैं in front of them. We don't care. Okay, he said something and we start saying the same thing back to him. Yeah. तो उसमें ये होता है कि जब दोनों में वो चीज़ लड़ाई आर्ग्यूमेंट्स शुरू हो जाते हैं तो वो बच्चों को चाहे वो अपने रूम्स में भी हों लेकिन जो नॉइज़ उनको जो साउंड उनको आ रही होती है it is impacting them as well. Yeah.
Even the environment changes when you're obviously upset or angry, isn't it?
Yeah.
They can sense the environment.
Yeah. और sometimes ये नहीं होता कि आप बच्चों के साथ ही अच्छे हो, बच्चों के साथ अपने बहुत अच्छे हो, बच्चों के साथ अच्छा टाइम स्पेंड कर रहे हो, लेकिन अगर आप अपने अंदर के टाइम नहीं अच्छा स्पेंड कर रहे हो ना, तो वो भी बहुत ज़्यादा इम्पेक्ट करता है. ठीक है. तो सिस्टर अफशान, you tell us about it, like how we can
invest in ourselves.
Yes.
Okay. So whether you're a mother, whether you're a wife,
self-esteem, and then investing on ourselves.
Yes, you have to look after yourself, isn't it? To be a better version of yourself, you have to invest in yourself. If you're not happy yourself, then how can you be a good parent or a good wife?
Yeah.
Because you're not investing if you're not happy yourself. So we need to take time out. I know mothers are very busy; they have a lot of, but even just taking half an hour out for yourself, just reading, maybe following a hobby.
Yeah.
Sometimes I ask some sisters, so what's your hobby? And they're, oh, I don't have any hobby, I don't have time.
Yeah.
But then it's like you can't pour from.
You're losing
cup.
yourself. Yeah.
Yeah, if you have an empty cup, you can't pour.
Yeah.
Refill the cup.
Very good example.
Try to love yourself, spend some time by yourself, do things, even tell your children, look, I'm going upstairs, you can watch something for half an hour, don't disturb me. Go upstairs, maybe just, read a book if you can't even leave the house. But, going for exercise releases the happy hormones.
Yeah.
Do things for yourself.
Yes.
Then you will be a better version when your husband comes home, when the kids are around, because you refilled your cup.
Yes,
A lot
very
of women
good.
don't do that.
Yeah.
They don't spend time for themselves, they don't spend time on themselves. You look, everybody can take some time out.
Yes.
Everybody can take some time out,
Yeah.
Sometimes I teach sisters, look, instead of cooking one day, cook 3 things.
Yeah.
Yeah? 3 things.
Oh, that's very good.
3 things you can cook, and then you got 1 day free.
Yeah.
Then go out with your friends or go for coffee morning, and you come back happier. Don't you have to cook every day. Just 2 things, cook 3 things. Sometimes bulk and put in the freezer, so you have days off.
Yeah.
Sometimes I do work on how to run a house efficiently. How I give tips. So we do like a housekeeping workshop sometimes as well.
Wow.
So this helps.
That's brilliant.
Some husbands say, she takes all day doing this and this. This is not done. That's not done. And she has no time for herself. You teach them.
Yeah.
And to be fair, Uzma, these things I think we learned as our mothers taught us. But now it's like all education. But one day somebody has to run a house.
Yeah.
A man has to run a house and a woman. We forgot to teach them. I remember in our times, our parents would say, "Look, you need to get married one day. Learn this, learn that."
Yeah.
But that's gone now.
Yeah. This is what I'm saying, that when to be honest, we were talking in break time, I have learned cooking and all those skills from my dad. It's not that my dad was, normally in Asian culture, you don't see that.
Yes, yeah.
But my dad was very helpful, alhamdulillah, and he was teaching me how to cook. And I'm a very good cook though. So alhamdulillah. So yes, Sister Afsha, because I wish I could spend next 24 hours with you talking about these topics, and still we are not finishing, because a lot of information, alhamdulillah, you're a very knowledgeable person, and a lot of information we have shared today with the audience, with the viewers. Thank you so much for coming in today's show, and I hope to, inshallah,
Ameen, I've made.
Ameen, inshallah, and I would like to see you again. So thank you so much, everybody, seeing us today, and I hope you have enjoyed the show. आज के टॉपिक में हमने बात की है obviously child trauma के हवाले से. तो बच्चे जो होते हैं वो बच्चे ही होते हैं, उनको आपके प्यार और मोहब्बत की ज़रूरत होती है, आपके वक्त की ज़रूरत होती है. They don't need your money, they don't need your like cooking up कर रहे हो, हर चीज़ वो एक ज़रूरियात होती हैं, ठीक है ना. लेकिन जो आपकी मोहब्बत होती है, जो आपका टाइम होता है, जो आपको शफ़क़त से उनसे पेश आते हैं, उनको सुनते हैं, दैट काउंट्स देम अ लॉट. वो उन पे ज़्यादा अच्छा असर कर रहा होता है. तो अपनी तमाम चीज़ों के साथ साथ अपने बच्चों से प्यार कीजिए, उनकी सुने, उनको टाइम दें और उनको समझने की कोशिश करें, उनकी राय भी लें. तो इसी के साथ अपनी मेज़बान उज़्मा खान को दीजिए इजाज़त. एक दफ़ा फिर किसी और टॉपिक के साथ, किसी और अच्छे से मेहमान के साथ हाज़िर खिदमत होंगी. तब तक के लिए अल्लाह हाफ़िज़.